Well, the wait is finally over. Mario's back on the big screen in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And you know, I gotta say, it's still a little bit incredible to me that we're getting Mario movies at all. When I reviewed the old Mario anime movie a few years ago, I went over how Nintendo weren't too happy with most Western attempts to adapt their stuff in the 80s and 90s for various reasons that we could sit here and argue about until the cows come home.
Hey! Excuse...
Hey, no! What did I tell you about that last time, young man? Go to your room! Of course, part of me can't really blame them, especially when it comes to Mario. Not only is he their mascot, he's possibly one of the most famous characters in the whole world, and he took a big part in defining home console video gaming as we know it today. As simple of a character as he is, it's really important to Nintendo to keep him and his world's bright, happy, whimsical and cartoony spirit intact to the best of their ability. This is also why Mario is a bit difficult to adapt to live action, and likely why there have only been 2 attempts to do so. Well, 3, but let's not drag Ron Jeremy into this. There was, of course, the absolutely bizarre Mario Bros. Movie from 1993 starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo that we all love to scratch our heads and laugh at. But the names that pop up in most people's heads when you say live-action Mario are probably going to be the late great Captain Lou Albano and Danny Wells, who portrayed the duo in the live-action sitcom segments of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show back in 1989. While the whimsical fantasy adventures stayed in the cartoons, these segments saw Mario and Luigi just running a little plumbing business in Brooklyn and getting up to shenanigans with whoever happened to drop by, with some truly knee-slapping results.
What do we always say, Mario?
Hey, you slob, that's my pizza.
Now, were these segments corny as hell? Of course they were, what did you expect? But they were also completely earnest in their corniness, and very, very charming as a result. There's a reason these segments are still loved. There's a reason why the theme song is still considered hilarious and iconic enough to be shouted out in the movie. And there's a reason why it was a huge disappointment when these guys did not return for the Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon when that dropped in 1990. Now, do you remember how I said there had only been 3 live-action Marios? Well, I lied. There is actually a 4th. And the crazy thing is, he's Danish. That's right, in Denmark we apparently just could not stand the idea of going without live-action Mario for another cartoon. So in 1992, when the show dropped on Danish TVs, it featured entirely new live-action segments starring Lennart Johannessen and Jørgen Rosenville. They even went as far as to do a whole new theme song.
Vi Mario-brødre, vi gode til jazz, til at klare dit fyr, til at ordne din vask. Vi vilde med pizza, vi gode til rør. Alt kan vi klare, hvis kunderne spørger.
But the really crazy thing is that very few people seem to remember that this was a thing at all, even though they supposedly made a lot of public in-character appearances back in the day. But that's probably because no home video release of the Super Mario Bros. 3 cartoon has ever featured these segments. For the longest time, the only real evidence that they existed was their guest appearance on a Christmas special VHS tape from 1995, and them being the face of a CD of children's songs released around the same time. Hell, after I found out that these segments existed, I could only ever find a few sparse mentions of them in Reddit threads and on a few lost media wikis. Even finding more than like 2 or 3 short clips on YouTube was difficult, and the whole thing bordered on being lost media. Until some absolute hero released all the segments on the Internet Archive. Bless you, Frederik, you glorious bastard. You have no idea how much joy you brought me on this day. And, well, Paisanos, you know the drill by now. With a new Mario movie in theaters, it's the perfect time to take a look at some lost Mario media, and I'm dragging you guys along for the ride. So just lean back and relax, and let's all enjoy what will no doubt be high-quality entertainment. And the first thing we see is a pink toilet on the table. Oh no, that better not belong to Peach. Yeah, enjoy looking at it, it's pretty much there permanently. Well, let's at least let the brothers introduce each other.
Der kommer min storebror Mario. Han har sit eget blikkenslagerværksted her på Rørtangvej. Og I kan tro, at han er spændende at være sammen med. Han er simpelthen den allerbedste storebror, som jeg nogensinde har haft.
Nå, der sidder han igen og laver ingenting. Det er typisk for min lillebror Luigi. Han er så doven, at det halve kan være nok.
Oh my god, Mario, tell me what you don't like about the guy. I want you guys to keep in mind, this is the first scene of the first segment. I mean, imagine for a second being a child in the 90s, getting up bright and early on a Saturday, grabbing a bowl of cereal, running to the living room, turning on the TV just to see your favorite video game characters go on adventures together. And then the very first scene is like, that's my big brother Mario. He's the best part of my life, and I love him more than anything because he's cool and handsome and friendly. That's my little brother Luigi. What a piece of shit. I mean, just look at this barely sentient glob of dead skin flakes and spit. There is no dictionary in the world that contains enough words to explain how much I loathe every fiber of his being. I hope he gets run over ass first twice in a row by a truck full of Ebola virus samples. He should feel ashamed to breathe my air. Fuck everything about him, and fuck the horse he rode in on. Anyway, let's watch a cartoon. Mom, I don't like Mario anymore. So as you can probably already tell, we're working with an even smaller budget here. Small enough that there are never any other characters popping in. So we really only get Luigi and Mario's antics to entertain us, which usually include things like trying to come up with new slogans to attract customers, occasionally doing the Mario dance, playing with technical equipment, singing songs, driving each other nuts with dumb little puns, and asking themselves some of life's most important questions.
Du Mario,
Ja.
tror du ikke alle de der rige sanger og de raske skuespillere, de har lige så mange problemer med gas og vand, som de syge og fattige?
More, Luigi. I mean, have you heard how full of shit they get? Actually, these commercial parts almost make a little story arc, as they keep referencing their attempts to come up with cool new rhyming slogans and little jingles.
Jeg skriver sange, jeg er god til rim, og jeg er jo ikke rimsmed for ingenting.
Jeg troede, du var blikkenslager.
Most of their commercial jingles are just puns that don't really translate very well, so I'll spare you those. But some of their other attempts are, interesting. Like this one where Mario has written a song that he wants Luigi to sing, while he sits on the toilet for some reason.
Er du klar til at synge, Luigi?
Jeg tror ikke rigtigt, jeg kan, Mario. Jeg har så ondt i maven.
Luigi, din grismand, jeg står lige herom.
Jamen, du har selv sagt, når vi sidder heroppe, så må vi gerne.
Well, kids, you heard it here first. Mario says, shitting on the table is a okie-dokie.
Vi er så gode til VVS, bliver færdige i en fart. Og dem, der bor i byen, synes ikke vi er smart. Fordi vi går med træsko på og lugter lidt af lort. Men os, der rører det ikke, for det har vi altid gjort.
Oh, that's beautiful, boys. I always thought something was missing when I had to look at a handyman's ass crack when he fixed stuff in my home. And now I know it's the smell I was missing. Wait, no, I'm wrong. According to Luigi and Mario, toilets don't smell. At least that's what they told me in this letter column segment.
Ja, og vi er tilbage med et brev fra en, som kalder sig Lokumsbørsten. Han er fra Holbæk, og han siger, at det skyldes hans stive skæg, at han bliver kaldt Lokumsbørsten.
What, you're gonna pass up a joke about him being a brown noser too?
Han spørger, hvad er en vandlås?
Det ved jeg. Det er sådan noget med, at der skal stå noget vand hernede i toilettet, fordi når man så er på toilettet, så lugter det ikke, fordi der står vand dernede, når det er, man laver. Og ved du hvad, Mario? Hvis det er, at du stikker næsen dernede i, ikke? Så kan vi prøve, om den virker.
Tør jeg det?
Ja, det gør du. Så slår jeg en prut, og så skal du bare snuse ind af, om det lugter. Kan du lugte noget, Mario?
Jeg kan ikke lugte skid.
Så virker den.
Man, I thought you'd have to go digging on DeviantArt to find pictures of Mario going nose deep in Luigi's farts, but nope, here you are. In an official Nintendo product, no less. Do with that what you will, perverts. I'll just put this on here real quick, and yeah, that's nice. But of course, Mario isn't exactly shy about singing his own jingles either.
En VVS'er i flade sko. Han laver fyret, og han er god. Har du problemer? Ja, så sig til. Ring du til Mario. Han kan og vil.
Oh, I just bet he is. The song he's parodying here is called A Little Lady Wearing Flats, by the way, and it's all about how modestly dressed women are beautiful too. It was written in 1950, but became famous in the 1970s when it was sung by the Danish singer John Mogensen. Oh yeah, I bet that reference just rocked those 90s kids right out of their seats. They do a lot of this actually, especially once Mario gets a hold of a karaoke set. So why don't we grab another John Mogensen song while we're at it?
Der er Foodify morgen, når Sofie smider tøjet, springer op og åbner ballet med en go-go. Der er gang i klarinetten, når hun brækker med rumpetten. Folk er vilde, når Sofie danser go-go.
I'm not sure how he did it, But Luigi somehow managed to turn a song about a housewife going go-go dancing on the weekends into the most sexless thing I've ever heard in my life. I'd be mad if I wasn't so impressed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can we go back to them just making pasta puns and silly Italian noises, please?
Mafioso di Marico, speciale citrone di dingone.
Yeah, never mind.
Silenzio.
And listen, I really hope you liked that segment in the beginning where Mario just blasted Luigi for no reason. Because when they're not singing or playing, he's really damn mean to him. Hell, it's a running gag that Mario keeps tricking his brother into doing some menial task while he fucks off to watch the cartoon without him.
Står du her endnu? Du kan ellers tro, det var en god tegnefilm i dag.
No, I'm serious. He picks on him all the time. It goes anywhere from simple little fake snake in a jar gags, to building a whole-ass dunk tank, and to putting a shock collar on him.
Jensens inde ved siden af har lige mistet deres pitbull, så jeg købte det billigt.
Jesus.
Det gør altså ondt, Mario.
Luigi, nu leger vi du endnu længere væk. Jeg skal også prøve den på styrke 6.
Nu er det din tur, Mario.
Jeg skal ikke prøve. Jeg tror, det gør ondt, du, så det er slet ikke noget for mig.
I mean, he can't even show Luigi an innocent little magic trick without sneaking in an insult.
Ingenting her.
Nej,
Og ingenting her.
nej.
Og slet ingenting her.
Seriously, between Mario taking every opportunity to be an asshole and Luigi stimming like crazy anytime he tries to sit still, I feel less like I'm watching a Mario Bros show and more like I'm watching a bitter old plumber entertain himself by physically abusing his mentally disabled brother. Pretty dark stuff for children's TV, I gotta say. But don't worry too much about it. Luigi does bite back on occasion, and it's the closest the show gets to actually being funny.
Hvem er det? Det er mamma.
Og vi får noget at spise. Ja, selvfølgelig gør vi det. Du skal bare se, Mario. Han er blevet kæmpestor. Det er fra en pige, der skriver, at hun synes, du synger så dejligt. Hun elsker dig og spørger, om I ikke skal mødes. Hun kalder sig Smilende Sushi.
Er der noget billede med? Står der noget ombord?
Whoa! Slow your roll there, Mr. Unmarked Van.
Det er bare noget gas, jeg laver. Se, det er mig selv, der har skrevet det. Der er der ikke nogen, der vil have dig engang, mamma.
But hey, come on, this is just a little bit of brotherly squabbling. I mean, what's a bit of bullying and a shock collar or two between bros, am I right? And at least this show does occasionally remind us that these two actually do love each other. See? Here's Mario giving Luigi cake and presents on his birthday. He even sings him a song on the karaoke set. That's nice, isn't it? This song in question is another old Danish love song called See Venice and Die by Lone Kellerman. They only really use it as a gag because the name Luigi features in it a lot. Fair enough.
Oh, dear Luigi. Whoa, 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 dear Luigi.
But I want you to take a look at these lyrics for a bit and try to remember that this is currently being sung from one brother to another.
Og Luigi, ja, nu skriver jeg til dig. Kan du huske, at du var min søde ven? Da vi sad og kyssede i gondolerne, og du tog mig kærligt på gajolerne.
Now, to give you just a little bit of cultural context here, gajol is actually a popular brand of licorice. It's also slang for titties. So just to recap, so far we've seen Mario engaging or referring to toilet play, caging, electrostimulation, collars, titty grabbing, incest. Say, Mario, are you familiar with a little place in Amsterdam called Club Vandersex? I think you'd fit right in.
No. I didn't say fluid.
Here we go! Okay, I've gotten a lot of dirty jokes out of this so far, but to be honest, that's really all I can get out of it, because as hilarious and crazy as these clips are out of context, yeah, these segments are mostly just really boring. With no guest characters or any budget to speak of, it's pretty limited what these guys can do with their characters. And like I said, it mostly boils down to them standing around making terrible puns.
Og da vi endelig kom i den samme klub, så blev vi kaldt de to rinoer.
I am actually gonna reach through the screen and slap the shit out of both of you. From what I've come to understand, Jon Rosenwille, who plays Luigi, did write most of these segments, so we can at least blame him for some of the weirder parts. But I don't want to mock the idea of making more Mario live-action segments, and I'm sure these two were trying their best to be entertaining with very limited resources. But whew, man. Lou Albano and Danny Wells, these guys ain't. No wonder it never made it to any home media releases. But this was not their only outing as Mario and Luigi. Somebody somewhere clearly wanted these guys to become a thing, because outside of their public appearances, they also made an appearance in that Christmas special, of all things. Yeah, I know we're going a bit out of season for this one, but don't worry, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. As far as I can tell, Pierrots Christmas was released in 1995 and was a little Christmas special produced by the Danish amusement park Dyrehavsbakken. It's really just an hour or so of the park's mascot, the comedy delight character Pierrot, telling a bunch of kids a story that gets interspersed with segments where they sing songs together, make Christmas decorations and whatnot. It's honestly really fucking boring. But as I'm sure you can guess by the cover and the abundance of Nintendo products on display, it does also feature a special appearance by Mario and Luigi. So we'll just stick to watching their segments right quick. I mean, with how good the show was, I'm sure this will be worth including in the video. The first time they appear in the tape is when a kid turns on the TV and oh my god, nostalgia overload. We had that exact remote at my house when I was a kid. Anyway, the segment is just Mario and Luigi singing a song about being farmers. Nothing about Christmas. Nothing about the Mushroom Kingdom. Just farming. Hooray. Ew, why is he singing that line like that? He sounds like he's trying to do erotic roleplay.
Dem som bor I byen, de synes ikke han smart, fordi jeg går med træsko på. Lugter lidt af lort.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't that the exact same joke they made in the actual show? Wow, you're really getting a lot of mileage out of being allowed to say shit on kids' TV, aren't you? Well, whatever floats your boat, I guess. This leads straight into a segment where Mario shows up to fix something at the barn where Pierrot is entertaining the children, only for Luigi to then storm in wearing a green Santa suit.
Er det dit nissetøj?
Ja.
Er det hans nissetøj?
Nej! Nå, så tag lige og fortæl mig, hvor at julemanden han kommer fra. Grønland! Og hvad far har mit tøj? Grønt!
This is actually true. Children in Denmark are told that Santa lives in Greenland rather than on the North Pole like they're told in the US. I think that's why Trump wants Greenland so bad. He knows he's on that naughty list too, and he ain't taking any chances.
Men grunden til det er grønt, det er, at jeg først skal være moden den 24. december, når jeg skal ud og dele julegave ud.
Ej, hvor var det dårligt.
I actually thought it was kind of funny. Then they get the kids to do the Mario dance with them for a while and just fuck right off back to where they came from, I guess.
Tak for hjælpen, børn. Ved I hvad, vi må ud og lave noget. Luigi?
Ja,
Luigi!
Stop right there, criminal scum!
They only really appear again at the end to join everyone else in dancing around the Christmas tree as per Danish tradition. Great cameo, you guys. You really earned your spot on the cover with that one. Okay, I promise I'm almost done, but just to make sure to cover as much as possible, let's also take a look at the Mario and Luigi children's CD that was released in 1995. If you're surprised these guys got a CD after those musical bowel evacuations you've experienced so far, it's because I didn't mention earlier that these two actors, Lennart Johannessen and Jørgen Rosenwille, would later attain some fame when they formed a band together in the mid-2000s. A band called, and I'm not making this part up, Fat Finn and the Funny Boys. And if you're wondering what kind of music they made, well...
Kærligheden brænder, klap i dine hænder. Bid mig lidt i øret, træk mig hurtigt gennem bløret. Vi vil se jeres bryster. Vi vil se jeres bryster. Kære lille frue Timmer, hvorfor skal de altid gemmes væk?
Oh yeah, we're in good hands here. So, as far as being a Mario and Luigi CD goes, it starts off well enough with longer versions of the show's theme song and the Mario dance. We even get a little bit of skit dialogue between Mario and Luigi.
Hvad er det, vi har gang i?
Det ligner allermest et pladestudie.
Et pladestudie? Jamen, er der ikke nogen børn her?
Now, Luigi, you know the judge said you can't ask that. From there, it takes a complete nosedive and stops having anything to do with Mario at all. I mean, the farmer song from the Pierrot tape is here, there's a medley of kids song parodies, some other random crap. The closest thing we get to a remotely relevant song is Walkie Talkie Man, which is about them playing a video game, and apparently controlling a Native American man by doing so.
En indianer, der knap nok aner. Han er fanget i vort spil, pludselig slår han noget til, mens han råber. Jeg har en walkie-talkie. Jeg kan kalde sorte ørn, så han fanger slemme børn, hvis de hacker.
Yeah, I don't really get this one either. I would stop talking about the tape here, but there are two titles on this track list that are so strange that I just have to check them out. These tracks are Knud and the Cannibal and Chinese Boogie Woogie. Oh boy. I have a feeling this is either gonna be hilariously stupid or horribly offensive. Or maybe a bit of both.
Ude i Kina, hvor kineserne bor, der taler de kinesisk hvert et eneste ord. Det gør det lidt svært at forstå, hvad de siger. De mennesker ligesom os, det er både drenge og piger.
Well, I mean, it's a nice sentiment. Get ready for the latest hit game from Nintendo. Super Mario Brothers. Asians are people too. And what about that last song? What was it called? Knud and the Cannibal? Well, it mostly tells a story about a guy who goes to the jungle and then gets seduced by a lady who turns out to be a cannibal. So there's a few double entendres about how she calls him a hot dish and stuff like that. It's really nothing too exciting. Until we get to this part.
Det går jo som en leg. Kom du bare ind til mig. Tag nu dine bukser af, og lad mig se din hvide bag.
Alright, you know what? I think hearing Mario and Luigi singing about pasty white boy ass is a good place to stop. Because apparently that's where I draw the line. So yeah, I think I'm starting to see why this didn't make it into any home releases. This was a bit rough, man. The show segments weren't exactly good either, but those at least had some interesting history behind them. And I did get the feeling that the guys were trying their best to be entertaining. If the stories about them doing lots of live appearances are true, then that's just good marketing from the TV station for one thing. But I can also totally see some kids being very excited about it at the time. But all this side stuff was clearly only made because slapping Mario's name on something was a guaranteed way to make it sell in the 90s. Also, the producers could get a little more pocket lint out of the deal. It's pretty shameless. Still, I'm glad I stumbled upon all this. Finding these strange relics and sharing them with people is a ton of fun. And I love that I live in a world where there are still bizarre, funny little media treasures like these to be found. And I really do appreciate it whenever you guys decide to stick around to watch me dig them back up. But I'm afraid that's all for now, Paisanos. Go and be superstars somewhere until I see you again. Bye for now. Hey there, my toads, toadettes, and in-be-toads. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you're all enjoying another bout of Mario Mania and that you enjoyed the heck out of this video. If you did, why don't you go ahead and leave me a little comment about it, click the like button, and maybe even hype the video so other people get to see it. As usual, extra special thanks go to John Alljetts, Andreas Vilsam, Silvermoon Ravenwolf, They Call Me A, Only Joking, Special Paladin, Elinor Stråhed, John G. Robinson, The Danish Penguin, Warren Miller, and anyone else who supports me on Patreon. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I really, really do appreciate it. If you'd like to support me too, you can find links to my Patreon as well as all my social media links and my Discord server right there in the description. And hey, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know when new videos drop. Until next time, Paisanos!